Hey CDA1, this is your Module 3 explanation over observation and play. This will take us through Thursday, April 9th. We are looking at two foundational skills, techniques, concepts in the world of early childhood education. This relates directly to the SLO about developing observation skills and summarizing child growth and development. We've got lecture material, we have a discussion, and then we have an assignment where we're going to be practicing our observation skills. Here's the lecture material. These two are readings. One's from NAEYC and one's from the Pennsylvania Extension Center. Extension centers are really good sources of information for professional development for early childhood education, but they give you some reasons of why we do it. We're observing kids all the time. We are assessing kids all the time. We're assessing them in physical domains, cognitive domains, social emotional domains. What's going on? How can I support them? What do I need to put out in the center? What activity do I need? Do I need to give them more attention because they seem to be do they need to take a nap because they seem to be tired? All of that is observation and assessment that you're trying to do to individualize instruction and to provide developmentally appropriate strategies to kids. These are two really great ones from California, explaining what observation is, how we use observation while we are teaching, and then how do you interpret what you see, thinking about the lens that you have when we do this. Then we have the lecture on play. I did this one. It's about 13 minutes long. It really looks at what is play. I use a lot of Mackenzie examples, a lot of things that have just happened within the last several weeks since we've been self-isolated. And so I will tell you now that play is defined as something that's freely chosen. Now, you may have a direct instruction activity that's so fun. However, you've invited the kids to do it. Therefore, it's not play. And so trying to figure out that differentiation, and I'm not saying we need times of direct instruction. Absolutely. But the idea is children learning through play. So we're going to have a discussion over observation and play. There's a video, and I'm going to do an example, and I'm going to upload a video. You don't have to upload a video of play. You'll just answer the questions, but I wanted to give you an example of it. So watch the video. A lot of times in preschool, we give kids worksheets, and I will tell you now, I am an anti-worksheet person. You can teach kids how to hold a pencil. You can teach kids fine motor. You can teach kids how to write letters and to do math, and you don't need a worksheet to do it. Worksheets are for upper elementary school. If you have to send something home and there's a concept you need to practice, I understand. And I realize in preschool, we need to get kids ready for worksheets that they will receive in kindergarten. That makes me, I have a lot of opinions about that, but I will keep them to myself for right now, but you probably have an idea of what they're going to be. There's a quote in the play video that I want you to think about how many times we do things in play versus doing them via a worksheet. So what are your thoughts about observation? Think about that after you do the readings and lecture material. Then I want you to describe a scenario of a child playing and what information you learned about that child. And so you can use the handbook, you can use functional areas. Your initial post is going to be due by the 7th. Your 3 comments. And so let's say you have an example. You can give an example of assessing their fine motor development. And then in your comment, look at somebody's post and comment how it affects their social emotional development or their cognitive development. We'll have lots of examples in all of that. So your 3 comments by the 9th. The activity is going to be using your observation skills. So within your Skills for Preschool Teacher textbook by Beatty, in chapters 4 to 6, creative doesn't have a lot. So like on page 106, there's going to be a gross motor checklist. And so what you'll do is you'll just type up those, or you can, if you've got a copier at home, you can print it out and make the check marks. So you can, since some of you aren't in schools, you can think about a child that's in your classroom. You can think about a niece or nephew. If you are currently in a child care center, you can use that child to do that. So if you absolutely don't have access, you don't work in a child care center, you don't have access to anybody under the age of 5, let me know, and I will find my child for you. Um, and then write a paragraph about what you learned about the child. And think about in your second paragraph, what could you do to support that child? If that child can't skip or hop or jump, what could you do? Could you bring out jump ropes during outside play? Can you have a hopscotch board? Those different types of things. Like, what would you do to help that child? So then you're going to upload your checklist as well as your paragraphs. So that is going to be your week 3 activities. And I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say on the discussion boards.